What is up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to the weekly headliner update, week number 45. Now, if you're new to the weekly headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, we got a lot to cover. So last week we had the patch. Last week also Omega Red was released, and gonna go through some thoughts here on Omega Red. There's some players who've used him in Doom Raids. We're gonna talk about whether or not he's a reliable character to use in Doom Raids, where else you're probably gonna want to use him. I'm hearing some players having some success in Dark Dimension, so we'll talk about that in this video as well. Sersi was a new character from the patch that was released last week as well. The reports on her so far is that not a great damage dealing character, but definitely a good character that can tank a lot of hits, and she seems to be impactful in arena already, so we'll discuss that in this video as well. The new RTA pass was released, and Cyclops is the character that is featured in the in the RTA pass, the battle pass, sorry. And listen, a lot of players are enraged about that. We're going to talk about the reason why they don't like it, but I'm also hearing that some players do like it as well. We're going to do a full analysis on that and so much more, guys. So many other topics that we're going to talk about here on the weekly headliner update. And we're going to start right now. All right, y'all, welcome back. And if it's your first time coming to the channel here, and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you know when my videos do go live. And then down below in the description, there's a few of the links. One where you can join my Discord, to become a part of the Goof Troop community there. There's also a few other links. One where you can follow me on Twitch, where I do stream Marvel Strike Force content on a weekly basis. My Twitter, my Facebook link are also there as well. I do post updates throughout the week. You can also, there's an Amazon Coins link that's down below. As you guys know, I'm sponsored by Amazon Coins. It's a way for you to save on your Marvel Strike Force in-game purchases, but then also any other mobile in-game purchases that are also featured in the Amazon App Store. And of course, if you click on that link, if you're re-upping, if you're grabbing new Amazon coins, this channel does also get supported by that as well. The links are usually good for 24 hours, but yeah, the instructions are also in the link too. So definitely take advantage of Amazon coins. And then also there's another link to my Patreon where you can also support the channel as well. Whew, that was a mouthful. All right, well, let's get into the topics for this video, guys. The first one I wanted to talk about is the Strike Pass. So the Strike Pass is going to be ending in a day from now. As a matter of fact, tomorrow night on the 9th, there's going to be a new Strike Pass coming around. We already know who the new Strike Pass character is going to be, and that is going to be Shang-Chi. So this Strike Pass, which is basically the Dagger Strike Pass, is basically what we saw. The previous one was the Cloak Strike Pass. That's kind of what we're labeling it here. So this is going to be ending, and I'm a little bitter about it. Not bitter for any other reason other than I really wish that I had gone for more Dagger shards. So I got close to 4 stars, but I pulled 6 reds for Dagger literally probably about a week and a half ago or so. And I really wish I got for some more Dagger shards here. She does pretty good damage, and it would have been nice to at least fill out the 5th yellow star on her. But I guess at some point in time, we'll probably have to do that here. But Shang-Chi, he's coming in the next Strike Pass, and I also did pull 6 reds for him as well. So gonna be able to fill out some of these red stars, get that, probably at least get him to 5 reds. Definitely probably not gonna be able to get him to 6 reds, of course, right? That's gonna be pushing it, but looking forward to him coming there. I'm using Shang-Chi a lot, right? I'm using him in Doom Raids every day in the skill Doom Raid section. Obviously, they're great. The Heroes for Hire team is great on defense, although I'm not really a big fan of the War defense team in Heroes for Hire, but listen, I'm using them in some other areas of the game. I know a lot of players are also using them in the Heroes for Hire team and Gamma Raid. So good value shards. I think being able to get Shang-Chi for some earlier players. He's a good Heroes character, Hero City character that you can use for some of the challenges. Also used for Heroes Chapter 7. So I think it's a good thing that he's going to be going into the Strike Pass. Give players another opportunity here to land some shards for those who missed getting the 5 stars on him. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to be able to get 5 stars on Shang-Chi. So to keep that in mind, that's going to be going on or starting tomorrow night. Next, Phoenix, her legendary event is returning. That's happening tonight here, right? So that's gonna be good for some players who haven't gotten her already, or some players who are looking to probably upgrade her stars. This is gonna be your opportunity to be able to do so. Now, there was some rumors running around last week. I talked about it in the previous video. So Tana made a video talking about a potential rework coming to Phoenix, talking about also her stars, her unlocked stars going to 5 and then not being the 6 that it is currently right now. That actually turned out to not be true. That was incorrect, that she's actually still going to remain a 6-star unlock. But apart from that, the rework was interesting. But then also some other things that also came out from this as well was we saw this in the data mines, or Tana was able to data mine. This is Tana's video right here, where we saw a Magic profile picture here for Magic. So there's a rumor now that Magic is obviously going to be coming to Marvel Strike Force. There's a rumor also that she could potentially be a legendary character, and that there might be a new entire team coming to the game within maybe the next 2 patches or so, which will be interesting. I definitely hope that they do it right. There has to be some sort of synergy between her and Colossus. If they don't do that, that's wrong. So we're looking forward to we're looking to see where this might potentially unravel, see what things may happen here. But let's dive back to Phoenix, man. Obviously, she got a new costume, or there's going to be a new costume in the game coming for her, which is this white and gold costume here. So at some point in time, we're going to be able to grab that as well. For the legendary unlock, there are double drops active right now for the characters that you need. You need your Mystic villain controller characters that are in those campaigns. There's a double drop for those characters active right now. So do take advantage of those as well to get some extra shards that you need to be able to grab her. So congratulations to those who are unlocking Phoenix, and curious to know about what's going on with these rumors. You feel me? As we move forward here, see how those things develop. All right, like I said, speaking of legendary characters, Omega Red was released last week in Marvel Strike Force, and of course the legendary event went on for a week here. And I gotta say, I'm loving Omega Red right now. He's pretty cool. I like him. I've used him in some raid content. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here too as well. Using him in some raid content, using him in Heroes for Hire. I did a video earlier last week. That was supposed to be a fun video using my G13 Weapon X team against a G14 and G15 Heroes for Hire team in the war practice mode. It wasn't as successful. We were able to actually eventually beat them with changing around some of the ISOs a little bit here, but it was a low percentage matchup anyways. I just wanted to see if we could have some fun with the team here, but I'm getting reports from players that they are doing 150 to 200k punch-ups with Weapon X versus Heroes for Hire. There's no issue with Omega Red having the higher health. The way that they're kind of going through that is that they're putting ability block on Misty Knight, which is actually saving them from having to deal with Omega Red getting ability blocked. But I think that the best way to go about it is actually using Omega Red to ability block Shang-Chi, and of course trying to get one of the members, most likely Sabertooth, to have the higher health on the team, so that Misty Knight actually ability blocks another character other than ability blocking Omega Red, because that character would have the higher health than Omega Red. So either way, I'm getting a lot of successful reports that the team is literally carving through Heroes for Hire, that pretty much basically once Omega Red does his ultimate, that the matchup essentially becomes an auto match at that point in time. So that's pretty much basically the reports that I'm getting so far. I am like slowly building up this team right now. I'm focusing a lot more on my raid teams. So I'm kind of going to be circling back around to this team here a little bit. I'm going to get them all to like level 80, gear tier 14, and then I'll feel confident about going into Heroes for Hire at that point in time. But until then, we're kind of leaving them here. But this was interesting. We saw this offer pop up in the store this week, which is, to me, I kind of feel like Scopely is admitting that maybe they kind of screwed up a little bit with some of the mechanics of how Weapon X is supposed to be able to counter Heroes for Hire, right? So we talked about Sabertooth having the higher health, or another character having the higher health on the team so that they get ability blocked. I just thought it was interesting that this offer popped up in the store. There's actually one right now for Wolverine as well. I just thought it was quite interesting to me that this is the direction that they went in, because I think that they realized, hey, you know what? Players are going to need to get another character to have the higher health. Let's give them a high percentage chance of being able to land red stars. This is a 5 to 7 red star draft offer for Sabertooth. I was actually gifted this offer as well this week, and I was able to pull 7 red stars on Sabertooth, and I got reports of multiple players pulling 7 red stars on Sabertooth from this offer. So it looks like they probably boosted the 7 red star drop for Sabertooth here, because tinfoil hat me if you want to. I'm just saying that I do think that they did this on purpose because they know that based on the mechanics of Weapon X, players are not successful if Omega Red has higher reds and he has the higher health. So therefore, this is their way of making sure that players are able to successfully counter the team by having somebody else get ability block there. So like I said, tinfoil hat me if you want. Well, those are my thoughts here. Now, in regards to Omega Red and other content, I haven't used Omega Red in Doom raids yet. I've used him in the Greek raids right now, but I have not used him in the Doom raids yet. But I did have a couple players in my alliance that did use Omega Red in Doom raids, and the reports are that he's a serviceable character there, but still for Doom raids, it's gonna be the full Axeman team. Yeah, you can replace Kitty Pryde, but ultimately you're losing a lot with Kitty Pryde. You're losing the ability to apply evade and defense up on the most injured character. You're losing the opportunity to get some extra heals on the team. You're losing the opportunity for her to flip defense up to flip taunt to defense down. You're losing a lot with taking out Kitty Pryde. Even Iceman doesn't work either because Iceman with the slows and the pings, potential stun with his special ability, you're losing a lot. Also, here's a big issue that I'm finding that why Omega Red doesn't really work with the full Axeman team or replacing one of the characters on the Axeman team is that he doesn't even take a turn some of the times. Once Axeman gets going and they start deleting characters, they're getting turn meter, right? And as they're getting turn meter, Omega Red is just not fast enough to really even do anything. So for the most part, Omega Red is not, I think Weapon X right now largely is just primarily a war team. I don't think that you need to really, are they skippable? I don't know if they're skippable, but I don't know if you need to get them right now or feel bad about not getting them right now, just because of the simple fact that, listen, they kind of have one functionality right now. You're kind of okay. If for Doom raids, Axeman is still the answer. Now, Omega Red definitely has been successful, I've heard so far, in like Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4. I've heard that players are using them successfully there, but I will say that for Doom raids, Axeman definitely still seems as if though they are the answer for your Doom raid. So those are my thoughts on Omega Red. Obviously, what my experience is and what I'm gathering from experience from other players that are in my alliance as well. That's what Omega Red is. Still a good character, but maybe not an answer for Doom raids as we thought. All right, and speaking of characters that were released last week, Sersi. Sersi was also released at Marvel Strike Force as well. She's the event campaign character. Would like to say though, Ikaris, not the Strike Pass release character, right? Now Shang-Chi's going there, so we already know that Ikaris is not going to be released through the Strike Pass, which is a good thing, but also curious to where else he's going to be released, whether or not they're going to be doing a event for him, or like a Blitz release event, or if they're going to be doing like a straight up Blitz event, right? So, you know, like a Moondragon or that we saw with Lady Deathstrike, they could do like a Blitz sort of event for Ikaris, or they could just say, hey, he's a straight Blitz release character. So curious to see where that would land. Now, the reports on Sersi so far, I've left her at level 25, gear tier 5. I eventually got that extra 4th red star in her. I'm pretty happy about that from a basic red star orb. Which I'm going to be saving in the future because Doom is going to be going to those red stars now and getting those dark promotion credits. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to doing that on Doom. So I'm going to be saving my basics moving forward and probably only using my elites to open up for other characters, for new release characters, because I really do want to get those dark promo credits. I might kind of split it up a little bit and see what happens there. But the reports on Sersi so far is that she's not a great damage dealing character. You got to wait for her to for Ikaris to be a part of the team or to work with them to work as a tandem. However, she does tank hits pretty well, and she actually provides a really good sort of kind of hybrid synergy with the Infinity Watch team. There were some players that reported that there was some video footage out there with Sersi doing really well. I haven't seen this footage myself, but Sersi doing really well in arena with Infinity Watch. Now, I don't know how well that is going to transfer into late game content. I don't know if it was a late game video or if it was more of a mid game build up for Sersi. I have no idea yet. So I really cannot honestly tell you from firsthand knowledge, but what I've heard so far, what people have shared with me, multiple people have shared with me, is that there's some footage out there with Sersi. Players are using her in arena to replace Moondragon, and that she's doing very well in arena there. But like I said, I don't know how viable that is late game. I just wanted to kind of just let you know kind of where my thoughts are with Sersi. So good character. I think I did my T4 recommendation on Sersi. I think her passive is good. I think her ultimate is good. I think her special is also pretty good as well. Her basic, probably no. And I definitely think that ISO wise, I would say that I think she works well as a skirmisher, because you're probably going to want to have a Karst as a striker, and they both call assists. So being able to get those triple taps, I think, are going to be important to be able to put skirmisher striker comp on those two characters. But that's kind of where my thoughts are with Sersi here. Now, event campaign, get your shards, use your cores. Kind of hard with Lady Deathstrike and with Silver Samurai. We just had to use a lot of cores. Some players cored heavily to try to get Omega Red. So I feel for you guys. You probably are core diminished right now, and I completely understand that as well. But in other news, want to talk about the new RTA pass here. So we didn't get anything in the blog post about the new RTA pass, but there was an in-game mail that went out on Friday that Cyclops is going to be a part of the RTA pass. And then, of course, they were going to be selling these pink flash bits as well for the costume. So obviously they're doing this to try to boost their costume sales here. If you jump into the store right now, you can see that you can use your pink phase bits in order to be able to grab, this is pink, right? Pink flash bits in order to be able to grab that costume, or you can use there's actually, you can use some whatever you've converted here, but this is going to be for the Phoenix event. They've also put a timer on how long this costume is going to be in the store as well. So basically this was another way for them to be able to boost their costume sales. But throwing Cyclops in the RTA pass was a little bit of a buzzkill for a lot of players, and I do kind of agree with that a little bit. Some players are enraged because they're just like, why not putting new characters so that we could actually find some value here in grabbing and actually spending the premium pricing to actually get through the battle pass. And I definitely agree, but I also have a different take on it too. I don't have to care about this anymore. Listen, this costume to me doesn't mean that much. It provides no value to my character whatsoever. Doesn't make her better. Yes, she will look better, but who cares? That's kind of my thoughts. I get to take a break now from RTA. I don't have to care this week. So it makes me feel good. Now, if they had thrown some augmented teal gear in here, yeah, I think players would have been a little bit more receptive to that, correct? Would have been a little bit more receptive to it, but that's not what they did. So for me, the Cyclops shards, the pink phase bits, pink flash bits mean nothing to me whatsoever. I won't get the costume. I'm Gucci. I'm good. I get to take a break here. Now, obviously, there are going to be some players who care about the costume, that they care about some other things going on there. But overall, whatever. G15s are also in the strike pass as well, but these are farmable now, not for every player. There are some players who are not able to farm the G15s yet. So I do completely understand that with the new Doom campaign. There's availability, and it was pretty easy if you've already built up. If you're a late game and you've already built up some of these raid teams, you're overall fine going through that new Doom campaign. So SSM is in the campaign though at the very last node. Y'all know my gripe about SSM. I don't know why this man is in the Doom campaign, the hardest campaign in the game. They should have made SSM shards available in a much earlier node and put a more of an end game character or more of a character that's newer in there. I would have preferred that, but putting SSM at the end of that Doom campaign was cray to me. But I digress. I think that the battle pass is a fail, in my personal opinion. If they really wanted to entice players to go after the battle pass here, they should have put some augmented gear in here. They should have thought about the fact that G15 gear is already farmable, and a lot of players can already get the G15s, so they really don't need to do the battle pass for this. This, from a marketing perspective, is a fail, unless their intent was to say, hey, you can take a break off the battle pass this period, and they're probably going to put some augmented gear in their next one. Either way, I'm personally okay with it. Curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on this as well. But with that being said, there is another event that's going to be going on. They announced this in the blog post here. They talked about this. I'm trying to find it right now. They talk about this in the blog post here, that there's going to be a new event that's going to be rolling around. It's called the As Seen on TV event. This is a Mojo event. Get ready to launch his new Mojo streaming service, and to make sure it gets rave reviews, he's featuring the greatest superstar characters, and Mojo needs you. Commander to make Mojo a hit battle with his superstars in exchange for fabulous prizes during this limited time event. And they talk about the quality stream milestones here, where you can do things like blitz. You're going to get points by blitzing, arena, raids, blitz sim, and you get more points if you battle with characters in blitz that have that superstar trait. So if you actually filter out your roster right now, you can see the characters that do have that superstar trait. If you filter it out, here we go, superstar trait. You see the characters that you have that are available. There's Phoenix, there's Dagger, Wolverine, Gamora, Captain Sam. So some pretty good characters that are here. Zemo, also another good character as well. So some pretty decent characters that you can use. Ultron, also. So you have some pretty decent characters that you can use, that you can get some more points for when you're doing them in Blitz. I think that overall the event is fine, and it looks as if though you're gonna be able to get. So there's other things that you can get, right? So there's resources that you can get. There is teal gear, there's orange gear, there's purple gear, there's gold phase bits that can be exchanged for limited time costumes. So some of those new costumes that were mentioned here, the new Ultron What If costume, which is pretty damn fresh, and then some older costumes that they've released before. So President Loki, which I didn't get because I didn't do the event that well. We didn't really have the time to do that event, so I missed the Loki costume. Also don't really care about it that much. The Wanda costume, the Vision costume, the Scarlet Witch costume. I'm personally going to try to use my gold face bits to get that What If costume for Ultron, because it looks really good. Like it looks pretty damn good. So that's probably what I'm going to be using my gold face bits for as well. They talked about there are going to be some ranked leaderboards. So once you've earned at least 3,000 points via the quality stream milestone, you can climb the ranks of a leaderboard that rewards gold phase bits and then also gold promotion credits as well. So I don't know if they mean that this is going to be ranked rewards, or that you're just going to be able to see where you rank in the leaderboards. I don't know if they're going to be giving out different rewards per your ranking. I have no idea exactly what that means. I'm assuming no. I'm assuming that you're just going to be able to see where you are in the leaderboards, and that as you climb the leaderboards or whatever, I guess you're going to be able to get some more gold face bits and gold promo credits. So this is a little unclear to me. Maybe I just don't fully understand it. We'll leave it as is and call it a day. But I think for me personally, what I'm excited about more is probably being able to get the teal gear. That's pretty much basically it for me, and some orange gear is always helpful as well. Would have liked to have seen maybe some blue ISOs here as an option. They did talk about this is going to be a 10-day event. It's going to be a 2-day recurring milestone as well. No date on when this event is going to happen, so gonna have to see, I guess, when this is announced. And in the game right now, there's actually nothing listed in the events also, so we're gonna have to figure out, hopefully at some point in time we'll know exactly when this milestone, when this event is actually going to be starting here. But in some other news, some character availability updates here. Colleen Wing is going to be going to the Arena Orb. Phyla-Vell is going to be coming out of the Arena Orb. She's going to be going into the store at a 975 Arena credit purchase rate. And then Scream is going to be moving down to 500 Arena credits. This actually happened pretty soon, which is good, I think. I think if they continue to keep this rotation where this is actually flipping and going pretty fast, I think that this actually does bode well for players. If they're going to be doing this quicker, then, or maybe this is just a one-off situation, but Phyla-Vell just got in the Arena Orb, and then they're replacing her with Colleen Wing. I already have her at 5 stars, so I'm probably not going to be going that hard. I usually do a thing where, like, if I get to 25k credits, then I'll open up enough orbs to get down to 15k credits. No particular reason, just a personal thing. That's usually what I do when it comes to the Arena store. And then if there's a character that I need for a legendary unlock, then once they go to 975, I'll hard farm them. Once they go to 975, being that I already have Phyla at 6 stars, she's not needed for a legendary character. Once I get a character to 6 stars, I kind of just audible off and just move on, because I'm focusing down and using resources to try to get a character to 7 stars. 300 shards, it's a lot, man. So I really typically, unless they're a character that's needed for a legendary unlock, I don't really target farm them anymore, because it just doesn't really matter to me, unless I just don't have anything else to do with the credits. But for the most part, I'll probably just hoard the credits and just move on. But like I said, if they're going to be doing this quicker, on a quicker rotation, a quicker cycle, I think that actually does bode well for players largely overall in the game here. And then our blitzes for this week are going to be Human Torch, which is going to be tonight. And then we also have Beast that's going to be on Thursday. Obviously, the more popular Shards is going to be on Thursday. I don't know if there's going to be a new event. I don't know if that quality, the As Seen on TV event is going to be on Thursday. I have no idea. Or if that's going to be sometime next week. So maybe you'll probably see a lot of players do a little bit more blitzing for that. I don't have the predictions up this week, forgive me for that, but I mean, listen, they're pretty much for the most part usually the same. So Human Torch tonight, probably not going to be a lot of players blitzing for that. And Beast on Thursday, might get a few more players blitzing for Beast because Beast is pretty important on the X-Men team. And then Chaos Theory is also this week on Friday as well. So get yourself prepared. You need your Wakandan characters. There's going to be a double drop event for the Wakandan characters. That is going to be, I think sometime on Thursday is when you're going to be getting the double drop for the for those characters there, the Wakandan characters that are in those campaigns. But that's pretty much it for the week, guys. Winding down here. Curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on a lot of these topics. Strike Pass, right? Shang-Chi going into the Strike Pass. What are your thoughts there? Phoenix, a potential rework, maybe in the future. Magic potentially being a legendary character that's going to be coming to the game here. Omega Red, good character, useful in Dark Dimensions, useful obviously on the Weapon X team, Weapon X counter on Weapon X, doing really well against Heroes for Hire, but definitely not in those Doom 2 raids. I don't think that he's a valuable character there on that team. And then a few other things, right? Sersi, are you going to be investing into her? I am not right now, not until we get a Karis. Curious to see where Karis is going to be landing and for a release method. Not quite sure about that yet. New RTA pass, interesting. I personally don't care about it because I don't care about getting the costume bits. I don't care about anything else that's there. I don't care about the Cyclops shards. So whatever for me, I don't like it. I'm not enraged about it. It is what it is for me. And then of course, the new event here. Looking forward to being able to probably getting some teal gear in that event. Colleen going to the arena orb is good. If they're good, not necessarily because of the character, but more so because of the potential chance of them cycling through characters better and making it a little bit more feasible for players to actually farm in that store. And, you know, your blitzes tonight, Human Torch, Blitz Beast on Thursday, and Chaos Theory, of course, that's going to be on Friday of this week. But listen, curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are about anything. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so already. And until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Woo, man, God, that was a lot of topics. Wait, did I talk too fast? I probably talked too fast, didn't I? It's a lot of topics, man. I don't want to keep you guys forever.